No glasses, new microphone? Who's this? Hey, I'm Coach Molly from Visibility Hacking Studios, and we help small businesses boost their visibility online. And today, we're going to show you how you can do that for yourself. We're talking specifically about creating a content calendar for all of your content across social media. So if that interests you, then you're definitely going to want to stay tuned. So you've decided to get your ducks in a row and start creating an organized content plan, a plan that is designed to take your brand to the next level, to put your content in front of your dream customer. Fantastic! Welcome to the club. I know from my personal experience that before I started planning out my content, I was just winging it. I felt like I was drowning every day trying to come up with that next piece of content. I'd have trouble falling asleep at night knowing that I had to get up the next day and come up with an entirely new idea for my content. And hopefully that piece of content wouldn't flop. So bottom line, that process wasn't working. Then I started planning my content differently, and that's when everything changed. So in this video, I'm going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the visibility hacking team plans out our content on a quarterly basis. We'll also share with you the tool that we use that's grown with our business. And at the end of the video, we'll talk about creating intentional content that is designed to separate you from the masses. So for this and more, stay tuned. Roll that intro. Welcome back, visibility hackers. Here you can see the inside scoop of how we plan our content. We use a content planning document. So here is pretty much just a calendar layout on one side, and all of these rows continue over for each of the different categories, each of the different platforms, and each of the different types of content we create on each of the platforms. So I know that sounds confusing, so let me give you a quick walkthrough of how this works. So on the left-hand most column, you're going to see a column for weeks of the year. I like to plan everything by the week of the year, so I'll fill in those X's, replace those with the number of the week. Then I will also, on this third column, add in the dates of the week. So whatever date Monday is, today's Wednesday the 18th, so I can throw 18 down here, and so on and so forth. Then, when you go through our year of content planning training, you're going to end up with a whole slew of information that we get to dump straight onto our content calendar. So from here, we're going to take those daily topics and we're going to throw them down into this column here. If you don't go through the year of content process, this is where you're going to come up and brainstorm with a whole slew of ideas for content that you're going to present throughout the year. So that's where you would throw those ones down. Now we get into the rest of your platform. So you have to do a big think about what platforms your content is existing on. Are you conversing with your ideal customers in your market on Facebook? Are you hanging out with them on YouTube? Where is your content being posted? Don't just try and be everywhere just because you think you should be. We should be intentional about why we are engaging on specific platforms. So making sure that you keep that in note. You can put across the top this black bar up here all of the different platforms that you're on. And then what you're going to do is take the topic of the day. So today we're talking about content planning. So we can turn that into a YouTube video, which will be this video here. So how to use a content planning system or something like that. Then we're going to think, okay, how can I use that same topic to do a short video? So I'll show, maybe we'll do a short about the content calendar. Perfect. Now we go over and we think about what we're going to post on Instagram, what our reels are going to be, and what our stories are going to be, etc., etc., etc. Now, what about these drop boxes? Well, these are really cool because they are designed to show you the system, to show you how far along in the progress this specific post has been. So for the video we're talking about right now, we're very meta right now, we're going to put this in as it is in the stage of filming. But our content calendar one, let's say we have completed that. And it's ready to be scheduled. So we're going to put the scheduling icon beside that. That is a great tool for me as a way of visually representing what I'm doing. Another hot tip for you guys before I go is that I like to put these color-coded dots in because I like to batch record things sometimes. So if I'm batch recording, I can actually look at my entire month's plan or my entire quarter's plan and look at which videos are going to be batched together simply because I've indicated that they're all in the yellow group or these ones are in the blue group, and I'll shoot the yellow ones together and the blue ones on another day. Now, however you plan your content, I hope this works for you. Oh, my friends, question of the day. I am genuinely curious. Do you plan your content ahead of time, or are you on team winging it? Let me know down in the comments. Here in the visibility hacking world, your opinion matters. All right, my friends, let's talk about how this document works when you're working solo, when you're working with a partner, when you're working with a team, and even how we're able to use this same content plan when you're working with clients. So let's dive back in. We've gone through this example of writing down our content planning. We've gone through the example of using these indicator icons. Those make sense when you're working by yourself, for sure. Now, what about when you're working with a client or a team? Well, I like to keep this menu here very simple and self-explanatory. That way, my team knows how to follow. So let's walk through the rest of this document actually, because it's pretty cool. So we have this sheet, which technically we should not be writing on, because there's better things to be doing. So down here on the bottom, you can see that we have copied over that template and created a calendar for the month of May. This is an example calendar we were using during the accelerated program. But what you're going to do is go through, write down your topics, write down your video titles, etc., etc. You can even highlight certain cells if, say, you're working with a client or a partner and you want their feedback or you want their input. I like to highlight them bright yellow so that they're easy for my partner to see, and then he can fill them in as needed. Love it. And we can go back and fix the colors on that later. It doesn't really matter. We can also make sure that we are indicating the right stage in the journey. Here we also have a brain dump page. This is where we're going to put down all of our ideas, all of our content ideas for shows, etc. And then content themes is something we talk about in Year of Content training. So if you haven't done that already, definitely check that out. But this is a page I want to show you guys. This is the menu. You can adjust it. You can change it as you want. You can put in your own emojis, and you can tell that timeline on your own. So let's talk about my timeline. WIP, work in progress. It means we are still planning. This is usually a status that only exists for the end of the quarter, when we haven't yet figured out how we're going to wrap up our themes for that quarter. Green check mark means, yes, it is done. The picture means that this post needs graphics still. We have the editing phase. We have the filming phase. I've mentioned these before. These colored icons are for batch filming. They help me know what is being batched at the same time. This written guy means we are writing our comments. The cloud means that we have put all of the resources out there into our cloud file and someone on our team will be handling them. And the the clock means that this post is being scheduled. Everything is done. It just needs to be posted to the world. And then these two final icons are alert icons. Like, heck yeah, check this out. This needs attention urgently. Maybe it hasn't progressed forward fast enough. Maybe we don't know where the assets are. Maybe we dropped the ball on it, but it's still a post that needs to be recognized. So that is how that works. So come up with a system that works with your team. And then you go over to your calendar and you can start utilizing those icons and having that same communication with your team. Very, very cool, in my opinion. Another cool thing that you guys can do is join us here on the channel. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up if you're into it, and why not get talking a little bit more while you're at it. So welcome to the club. Welcome to becoming a visibility hacker. The reality is, no matter how great your content planning goes, if you don't have the right type of content, you're wasting your time. That's the reality. So in this segment of today's show, I want to talk about creating intentional content. Connection is derived from this content. So if we think about it this way, we have three types of content that we like to talk about in visibility hacking. One, we have our park content. This is like when we're mixing and mingling with the greater public. Not everyone is going to want to be our friend. Not everyone is going to be as enthused about what we talk about as we are. And that's totally okay. Because when we create park content, we're just getting feelers out there. We're showing the world who we are, what we're in love with, what we're geeking out about. And those who resonate with those posts, that's their invitation to dive a little bit deeper into the second level of content. And that is what we call our porch content. So once they meet you in the park, they get to know you, then they're going to come on over and want to hang out on your porch. The cool thing about a porch is that you get to pick what it looks like. It's your house. You get to paint the deck whatever color you want. You get to put up whatever art you want. You can serve whatever refreshments you want. And most importantly, you can talk about whatever you want. But the porch is still an introductory space. We haven't invited them in yet to a deeper relationship with us. But this is a great place for them to get to know us. We then progress to the third level of content, and this is really our most intimate level of content with our people. This is where we have our live shows, our live content, our content that really fleshes out more of the ideas that we're sharing with the world. So in our party content is what we like to call it. This is where you get to pick everything. You get to set the emotion. You get to set the feel. And this is a great place to start for a sales process, just saying. This is just like a funnel. We start with our part content, big, lots of content, but not everyone's going to take the next step. Then we go a little bit deeper with our porch content. We're refining, our funnel's getting a little bit tighter. When they get to our party, that means they have said yes to spending a little bit more time with us than just casually coming by and stopping by the porch. This is where they come to our party, right? This is where we get to hang out with everything. And it's going to be a much smaller group of people than was originally engaging with your front end part or park content, we like to call it. So when we think intentionally about that process, and we know that we want to create content to attract those ideal customers and move them through that process, ultimately to get to the bottom end of our funnels, to start moving through whatever funnels we have available. So we have to think intentionally about creating content that does that, that creates that movement. So we have to know who our people are. We have to know what they're struggling with. We have to know what obstacles they're putting in their own way so that we can create the solutions to those problems. Sometimes the solutions will become a product that they pay for. Most of the time, though, I want you to think of the little obstacles and the little pain points that you can address in a post, in a live show, in a podcast episode, so that your people listen to your content, get immediate results, and are able to keep that momentum going. When you get people wins, they're going to want to come back for more. So I've mentioned it before. We talked a lot about the year of content training, and I want to personally invite you to our next round of that training. If you are interested, then definitely comment down below, plan my year, and we will be in touch to make sure that you are signed up and ready to go with our next round of 1 year of content training. And this is great, regardless if you have a live show or you have a podcast or you run a tire business and you're just creating social posts to get your business known. It doesn't matter what type of business you have. It doesn't matter how big or small you are. It doesn't matter how big or small your competitors are or how big their budgets are. Because when you create intentional content that is designed to connect and attract your ideal customers, that's when it's going to change the game for your business. So let me personally invite you to the 1 year of content training, and you'll also get access to our content planning tool that we talked about today. That is part of the year of content program, and we'll see you over there, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you again in our next one. Remember, I love you. Be excellent to each other. And just go live, because your people are out there. They're waiting for you.